The road to Unforgiven continues, and my goodness, did we have a much, much better SmackDown than last week's episode. Uh, and with Tro here, you know, moment of silence for the Colts. The poor guys getting a new quarterback, a number one quarterback. They have a third stringer as their starting quarterback. So
Caleb
pour one
Williams.
out.
They have
No,
Caleb
no, no,
Williams as the quarterback now.
no. They wish they had Caleb Williams. Pour one out for the poor Colts.
Pour
Who?
one out for the poor Jets.
No, the Jets made a damn good signing.
No. Every Jet fan is fucking panicking right now. They're like, "Oh dear God, what have we done?"
Jet fans should be really excited right now. As long as they
for
put
their
talent,
for their second string quarterback,
ain't no
Justin
second.
Fields.
That ain't no second stringer. The, se-
That's the
the
Steelers.
second stringer. The second stringer plays for the Colts, starting for the Colts. I should have. We both have jerseys of quarterbacks who were signed as free agents this free agency. I should have put my Fields jersey on. But
Look,
anyway,
this is a comfortable this is a comfortable jersey. I don't care if it's Daniel Jones. I don't have the ill will that some Giant fans have with the poor guy.
well, uh, anyway, we're coming off. Well, first off, we're coming off the Raw review, but in terms of the last SmackDown that we reviewed, the prior week's episode, my goodness, this show was an absolute upgrade over, over the prior week's episode. The main event for your pay per view, they actually saw each other in this show. They the show was based all around the main event. We still got build up to that 4 team, was it? Yeah, 4 team elimination tag match. They continued to build that. The Edge and Christian slow build is continuing. The Perry Saturn Moppy slow build is continuing. Although again, they needed to reveal who was behind this long before the go home show, but they did that. Rock and Booker T versus Rock versus Booker and Shane, kind of that storyline kind of collided with the main event storyline. We'll get to why that is the case later. Uh, Again, RVD and Chris Jericho still not exactly getting any build. Tajiri versus Rhino not really getting any build. And it seems like the whole situation with Undertaker and Kane, it seems like they're trying to build Undertaker and Kane versus X Factor for
Yeah,
Unforgiven. That's what it seems like. I don't know if WWE was trying to convince like I don't know if they weren't signed yet or did they have the Turner contracts. I doubt if Chronic would have big Turner contracts.
Chronic.
They were
Yeah,
yeah.
those big boys. Chronic.
Yeah, I don't know if they had a WCW contract, Time Warner contract that they were sitting on, and WWE was trying to convince them to come in, and they had a backup plan. Like, if we can't convince them, but in time for Unforgiven, we'll just do Undertaker and Kane versus X Factor. That's I don't know, but
Well, look, the X Factor has everything they ever wanted, and they'll never give that back.
that theme song is very underrated. That is a very underrated theme song.
No, it's just Uncle Cracker. Them dubbed it over a little bit.
Nah, that's a damn good theme song, man. Um, yeah. So again, the build up, the storyline advancement on this show was much better. Although this is not saying much, but much better than last week's SmackDown. Still, so far, I would say the best show that we have reviewed, and we haven't reviewed this show yet, but I'm counting this show the best show that we have watched, at least on the road to Unforgiven 2001, is easily the first one because that's where
Yeah,
the milk truck and we were still getting like you know the stuff from SummerSlam. Like they killed off. They ended the Undertaker DDP Sarah angle the night after SummerSlam. That was part of the reason why that show was so good, because Undertaker got his payback at SummerSlam, but now Sarah gets to get her hands on DDP. So that was pretty cool. And then you had the milk truck and all that. But ever since then, it's been like, we don't even care about Unforgiven. That's what it seemed like. At least today, today, at least for this show that we are reviewing today, they kind of cared a little bit. I will say that, but we're going to get into this right now. Now, once again, I do not understand this. This was apparently a popular thing for WWE at the time. They didn't do it on the Raw episode, but the last Raw episode, but from Raw to SmackDown prior to that Raw episode, they were starting the show with matches. I don't know why, but they're back to it again. They're back to it again. 6-man tag match, another 6-man tag too. I get that this is the invasion angle, but how many times do we have to have either 10-man or 6-man tag matches of WWE versus the Alliance? Like,
never enough.
Every weekend we got to kick off the damn show with this one. But first off, this is actually at the Joe Louis Arena. It's funny. I think on the last show, I referenced Survivor 99, right? It was either the last show or the SmackDown review.
Yeah.
But the reason why I referenced it was because of the SmackDown review. And now this next show is at the Joe Louis Arena, and we have a callback to Survivor Series 99. A little later in the show. We'll get to that later. But we kick off the show with let's see. Okay, so it's a 6-man tag match. Dudley Boys and Test teaming up against APA and Big Show. At one point, I will say there was one cool moment here. The Dudley Boys and Test all got together to put a 3D on Big Show. It was one of the coolest 3Ds. It's like 3 guys got to pick up Big Show. And why do I feel like I maybe they didn't. I'm not sure the Dudleys could get Big Show up, but I feel like they have. Just them have got Big Show up for the 3D. But at this point, they needed a little bit of help for that. And let's see. After that, Bradshaw comes in and gets a clothesline from hell on Devon and picks up the win for Team WWE. So Team WWE gets the win over the Alliance. It wasn't a horrible match to kick off the show. It was okay. But the highlight was that 3-person 3D on the Big Show. That was kind of crazy. What did you think about opening the show here with another 6-man tag, WWE versus Alliance?
Just another 6-man tag. These fucking bastards keep on opening up this show with matches. These assholes.
Well, yeah. You don't open up weekly shows with matches. You open them up with segments. But to be fair, we get a segment right after this match. And literally, as I'm watching this, we're like 2 seconds into Kurt Angle talking. I jokingly say, Kurt Angle literally just started talking. And just because of that, this SmackDown episode here is already better than last week's SmackDown. But let's see. So Angle comes out, he grabs a microphone, he says he tried to be a nice guy to Stone Cold. So remember, we should go back to Raw ended last week with Stone Cold Steve Austin stealing Kurt Angle's gold medals. Now, possession is 9/10 of the law, so these are now Stone Cold's gold medals. So technically he stole them, but once you steal them, possession 9/10, they're Stone Cold's medals. So Kurt Angle is not happy that Stone Cold's medals now belong to Stone Cold, and Kurt Angle wants them back. But again, they're not his anymore. But anyway, he grabs the mic here and he says he tried to be a nice guy to Stone Cold Steve Austin. At SummerSlam, he said he was nice enough to kick out of 3 stunners so the crowd can enjoy a classic match. Only to see Austin get disqualified. I guess Kurt Angle is one of those internet marks where if there's a damn DQ, then all of a sudden the match sucks. Well, it was a classic in my opinion, even with the DQ. But anyway, getting back to this. Because the Rattlesnake realized, and this is why in Angle's eyes that the DQ was for, because the Rattlesnake realized he couldn't beat Kurt Angle. And then Angle said the following night during Austin Appreciation Night, he said he was nice enough to drive all the way in and supply the Alliance with some good, wholesome milk. By the way, Stone Cold Steve Austin and the Alliance do get their payback for the milk incident, thanks to Kurt Angle himself. We will get to that a little later. And he says, then this past Monday, he said he was nice enough to invite Stone Cold to take on himself and Chris Jericho. But instead, Stone Cold not only refused to accept the match, but afterwards he attacked our Olympic hero and stole the gold medals. Angle said that since Austin was nice enough to take something from him, he, Kurt Angle, felt complied to take something from the Rattlesnake. And that would be the TNA Total Nonstop Action Championship.
Knew it.
Yep. Kurt Angle challenged Stone Cold to a Total Nonstop Action Championship match for the TNA title at Unforgiven 2001. The company's not even in business yet, and the title is being put up on the line at Unforgiven 2001, live on pay-per-view on September 23rd from Kurt Angle's hometown of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Angle finished up by calling Austin to the ring so he can take back the gold medals from Austin's thick red neck. Oh boy. But then Booker T, your WCW champion, comes out and along with WCW owner, company's out of business. I don't know how somebody can can be the owner of it, but
owner.
But in storyline,
Booker T's also not the WCW champion.
They're out of business. But in storyline for the invasion angle, obviously WCW still got to be in business if they're going to invade WWE. So anyway, Booker T, WCW champion, and WCW owner Shane McMahon make their way to the ring, which Booker T says that you got to be kidding. He said that everyone knew that he was the one that was robbed at Summerfest. What's the name of the guy? Oh my gosh. What's Freddie Prinze, right? That's the guy who said Summerfest.
No, Freddie Prinze was one of the was a writer at some point too. Jeremy Piven? No. Some random ass fucking guest host in 2009.
It was somebody. I thought it was Freddie Prinze. Anyway,
no. He actually watches wrestling. He wouldn't have said Summerfest.
So he says, everybody knows that Booker T was the one who was robbed at Summerfest when Rock stole the WCW championship from him. Again, possession is 9/10 of the law, so that belt now belongs to The Rock, whether Booker T likes it or not. And the former 5-time WCW champ told Kurt Angle that his medals meant nothing compared to the WCW title. Then Angle asked Booker T if the Spinneroonie had suddenly become an Olympic sport. And
eventually it does.
Yeah. Remember at the Four Nations face-off, before every game, there was a Spinneroonie contest.
Yeah, Brock Nelson hit a Spinneroonie.
Yeah, that's why
Lou saw that and said, "You're going to leave. I'm trading you and only you."
But Brock got a gold medal off that. He hit that Spinneroonie. It was the best Spinneroonie of the night.
hit the spinneroonie and then hit the rock bottom on John Tavares.
But think of this. It's not only a spinneroonie, it's a spinneroonie on ice.
Yeah.
Brock Nelson.
Some say he's still spinning to this day.
Yeah. Spinning all the way to Colorado. So Angle asked Booker T, when did the spinneroonie book all of a sudden become an Olympic sport? He tells Booker T to go back to the dressing room, practice his dancing, send out another audition tape to Soul Train, or get the hell out of the ring. And that's when Booker T did his whole, tell me he didn't just say that. Tell me he did not just say that. And then he says he came out because he felt that he being Booker, but that Booker T and Kurt Angle were in the same boat, seeing as they both were robbed. But Booker T realized that Kurt Angle and him have nothing in common. And he was going to add to the horrible crime rate in Detroit by punking out Kurt Angle later in the night. We have apparently the city with the worst crime rate, and somehow Chris Benoit is nowhere to be found.
Yeah. He's not driven by fear, just driven by anger.
Well, he was injured at this time.
Yeah.
With neck injury. But it's funny how Booker T brought that up like a few minutes after I had noticed a sign where a fan had a sign that said Benoit will be back soon. Booker T's talking about the city with the highest crime rate.
Yeah, if you hold that sign up nowadays, be like, no. Because what's called Our Lady Peace a couple weeks ago played whatever for the first time since Benoit.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, and people are like, no. Why are they trying? Are they trying to summon? Are they trying to summon him?
Yeah, I thought they had agreed that they were never playing that song again. Look,
I guess they got tired.
It's a good song, man. They should. It's part of their legacy. It doesn't mean that you're supporting a murderer when you play that.
They just don't feel comfortable doing it.
I get that. Well, now apparently they do. It's their song. It's not his song.
Everyone was half expecting to see. Oh my God! It's Christian. They've summoned him.
Oh my gosh.
And so at Unforgiven, we have Kurt Angle, obviously. It's Stone Cold for the TNA title.
Yes.
A spoiler alert, Jeff Jarrett comes out, hits Austin with a guitar, and holds the title for a couple of months and does not let anybody win.
Bro, we're getting to the pay-per-view. Why did you just spoil the main event?
I'm sorry, everyone knows that Jeff Jarrett returns. And it becomes a triple threat invasion. Now TNA's in. It's a four-way because
the ECW.
The TNA, ECW, WCW, and the WWF.
Jeff Jarrett comes out at Unforgiven. He's like, now TNA is joining the invasion. Everybody's like, the fuck is TNA? What?
Dusty Rhodes comes out. He's like, oh, Daddy, I'm so conflicted. I've worked for all full companies, Daddy.
Yeah, one of the funniest moments in like weekly pay-per-view TNA era history was at one point when they were doing the Tradition versus Sports Entertainment Extreme. Dusty cut a promo. This is like early 2003. It's got to be like January 2003. And Dusty's in the ring cutting a promo about like the tradition of pro wrestling. He says a million times, he says the term that I don't think anybody ever thought would actually be said a million times in a pro wrestling promo. But he says midget beating off in a trash can a million times in a promo. He's like, when you look at the marquee, you see pro wrestling. When you look at the marquee, you do not see me. It's one of the funniest promos ever. I don't know if Dusty wanted it to be one of the funniest promos ever, but it was. You know what that's referring to, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, one thing from early weekly pay-per-view era. It's probably like the second, third, or fourth or fifth episode and it just did not need to. It was a meaningless little backstage segment that did not need to happen. But anyway, getting back to the review here. So Shane now gets on the microphone and tells Kurt Angle that he should respect the 15-time TNA champion, although this is not for the TNA title, it's for the WCW
Yeah.
title. But Booker T is the 15th time. Even at this point, the company's not even in business yet, and Booker T's already been champion 15 times. He then says he can sense something big. He's like, oh, and Taz is on commentary like, oh yeah, I feel it, Shane, it's coming. And Booker T's Booker T's getting down, doing the 5, get ready to do the spinner. He does this. Go ahead.
Shane McMahon says, I can sense something big's coming. And the FBI is like, no. I sense something big's coming. It's like everyone's like, oh, it's just Spinneroonie. Everyone in the future is like, oh no. I'm just saying, Shane saw what's going to happen in 2 weeks coming.
Oh, yeah. I thought when you said FBI, I thought you meant like, I thought that was a reference.
Nunzio, Nunzio was like, yo, I think something's happening. It's gonna happen.
No. I thought you were referring to like the FBI was already on to Vince for like everything they're getting him now. That's why I thought you were making that joke. But no, I get it. So you're one of those conspiracy theorists that Family Guy was on to.
Obviously, Nunzio knew. Shane McMahon knew. Nunzio knew. Big Guido knew. They all knew.
Well, why didn't Johnny the Bull Samboli do something about it then?
Well, he is a bull in a china shop. What can I say? Shane went into the North Tower that day and said, "Hey guys, you might want to leave." But then the security guard said, "You are part of the alliance. I am not going to listen to you."
Oh my gosh!
This is WWF territory, baby. Get the hell out!
Oh my goodness! I might have to steal a page out of Christian's book. If you wanna send your hate tweets, send them to @FluffyTro.
It's a conspiracy, Frank. Shane McMahon knew. Jet fuel does not melt the steel beams, but the power of the alliance will.
Oh my goodness! Wow. On that note, I love how at this time and during the invasion angle, the alliance like would always make the Spinneroonie out to be like this devastating, amazing move.
He should have done it on somebody who won a match. He does it on. That's how the Unforgiven show's gonna end. He does a Spinneroonie on the Raw, pins him.
It's funny you say that because we went over last week's the last Raw, and on that show, Booker T took on Big Show, and Big Show obviously mocked Booker T, and so Big Show did a Spinneroonie, and like Booker T ran at him as he was trying to do a Spinneroonie, and I literally thought for like 1 second, I thought Booker T was gonna pin him for a 3 count. I was like, wait, what the hell? That would have been the most hilarious way, but that would have made the Spinneroonie look bad.
But technically speaking, the people's elbow shouldn't beat anybody. It's just Rock dropping an elbow slightly on them.
Yeah, so why
He,
can't
he
the
doesn't
Shane
even drop a good elbow. Everyone else who imitates the people's elbow does a better elbow drop than The Rock.
the spinner Rooney should be effective in a way like some Tasmanian devil shit. Like as he's spinning, he
What?
just spins right into his opponent like a fucking
Yeah.
tornado.
Whoa. Now, what would happen if the spinner Rooney bumps into the worm?
Oh no, the world would end. The world would end.
Yeah, just combust upon itself.
Yeah, speaking of the worm, Scotty Tuhati had a pretty interesting shirt on. He comes out. He's actually in like the post backstage segment post this current segment we are on, and he has a very interesting shirt on that. It's just one of those shirts that WWE probably wishes they never printed.
You mean like always pounding ass?
Yeah, and the China one. Yeah,
There have been bad shirts in
yeah.
professional wrestling.
The Scotty Too Hottie is one that I never see. Whenever anybody talks about bad WWE shirts, they always bring up the China one, the APA one. I've never seen anybody show the Scotty Too Hottie one, but we see him in that shirt right after this segment we are currently on. But anyway, the Spinneroonie, Booker T does it, and both Shane McMahon and Taz are putting it over to the moon. And as and Shane taunts Kurt Angle by asking him, "What are you gonna do about that?"
I'm gonna give you a concussion.
So Angle responds by knocking both men out of the ring, and in fact, he doesn't knock Shane McMahon. He knocks Booker T out of the ring, and then just beats the shit out of Shane McMahon. And Booker T reaches into the ring and pulls Shane McMahon out right after Angle was able to get one stomp in as Booker was pulling Shane out of the ring. And then, segment not over. They have to make up for last week's SmackDown. We got to get extra time on this segment here. And this is obviously Kurt Angle's not facing Booker T and Shane McMahon at Unforgiven. We're mixing storylines here. Now we get Kurt Angle's opponent for Unforgiven on the Titantron as he pops up on Titantron with Kurt Angle's gold medals in hand, and he told Kurt Angle that if he wants his medals back, he should come to the backstage area and get them. That is when Angle jumped out of the ring and headed to the back. And before we get to the Scotty Tuhati, where he's wearing that very weird shirt, what did you think of the opening? Well, not the opening, your segment here with Kurt Angle, Booker T, Shane McMahon, and eventually Stone Cold Steve Austin?
I thought it was fine. The interesting thing about Kurt is that he's still basically a heel character, but we cheer him because he's on WWF side,
Mm-hmm.
and that becomes more evident post post invasion angle where he's like, "Oh no, I could have just turned. I turned on you guys, but I could have also not turned on. I
Yeah,
could have. I was going to win no matter what, but
yeah.
haha."
But that may be one of the reasons why Kurt Angle was the mole. Maybe that, or not why he was the mole, why he actually turned on WWE in the first place and joined the alliance, because he was such of a heel character. He was like anti RVD, because RVD's like the good guy running with the bad guys. Kurt Angle's the bad guy running with the good guys. Essentially,
RVD just wanted to join WWF. He's like, I hate it here. I can't use walk from Pantera here. Sucks.
So I really enjoyed this segment here. The overreacting to the Spinneroonie was one of the funniest parts of the invasion angle, where just the Alliance put over the Spinneroonie like it's this dangerous thing that if you get anywhere close to Booker T when he's doing that Spinneroonie, you're going to be wiped out. I think at one point, too, during the SummerSlam main event, which is Booker T versus Rock, I think Paul Heyman said, pretty soon the WWE is going to be wiped out by the Spinneroonie. And JR is like, God help us if we are wiped out by the Spinneroonie.
Oh, JR during this time is so done with Paul Heyman's bullshit.
Oh, yeah.
The Spinneroonie, give me a fucking break.
That's one thing. We haven't even mentioned that yet, too. And this is one of my favorite things about 2001 WWE. Paul Heyman and JR were perfect together on commentary. Yep. Absolutely perfect together. They had worked together before when in WCW. They did a couple shows. They did some Saturday night shows where they both called it. So they had experience working together. But yeah, they were just their characters meshed perfectly. It was like go ahead.
Paul Heyman was like, I'm from New York City. And JR was like, you're not from New York City. You're from Stars Style.
Yeah. Yeah, just that. And there was so much. It was, I'd even almost go as far to say, as much as I love JR and King together, Paul Heyman and JR for that short time in 2001, not even for the full year. It was like right before Mania. Because that was when
it was it was the week after No Way Out because they fired Cat like right after that segment.
Right. So after No Way Out, it was like late February through Survivor Series. That's literally how. And well, technically a few like good 5 minutes on the next night's Raw. Because in the opening segment, that's when they
did it, JR! I did it! I did
it! He is the one guy from the Alliance that made it. Yeah, well, nope, he didn't make it. They kicked him out. Like a good heel. When it's over, that's how it should end for a heel. And we did not see Paul Heyman until some next big thing guy made his debut about a few months later.
Yeah.
In fact,
some random guy.
Yeah, the night after Mania, that would be.
Is that foreshadowing there? I will say that JR and King, they were good, but JR could always just freaking just go on autopilot and ignore most of the things that King was saying, because half the time King was just saying like, "Oh, look at her, she has boobs! I'm attracted. She's a little too old for me though. She's older than 20.
Oh my! Oh no! Yeah, that's true. One other so the segment again, the Spinneroonie stuff was hilarious. Booker and Shane. This is all, by the way, this is building towards the main event of SmackDown here tonight. Kurt Angle versus Booker T. I think that kind of got lost in the shuffle where it's like, well, we got to get Austin in here. That's his actual pay-per-view opponent. So I don't think they actually announced that Booker was going to face Kurt. Maybe I missed it or something. But a lot happened in that segment. And obviously, you got Stone Cold in there at the end, and that was great too. And that was only just the beginning of the night for Stone Cold and Kurt Angle. We're actually reliving a Kurt Angle storyline from earlier in the year where Chris Benoit stole the gold medals of Kurt Angle. Well, we're about to relive two Stone Cold storylines from prior years later in this show, and we will get to that real soon. But now, coming off a commercial break, we see Kurt Angle going right to the spot where the the Stone Cold on the Titantron where that was filmed, and he doesn't see Stone Cold. He sees, you know who he sees, right?
Not off the top of my head.
He sees Daniel Jones.
Yeah, you motherfucker.
And Daniel Jones is like, I'm the worst quarterback in NFL history. You don't want me. What are you talking to me for, Kurt? No, he sees, as I mentioned earlier, the guy he sees is Scotty Tuhati, and that's where Scotty Tuhati is wearing
Scott Mayfield.
No, not Scott Mayfield. This is where Scotty Tuhati is wearing his weird shirt. If you want to know what the shirt says, just watch the episode on Peacock. So, and he tells, he being Scotty Tuhati, tells Kurt Angle that he saw Austin making his way to the. Oh no, Austin saw Angle making his way to the back, and he jumped in his truck and drove away. So that's the end of that segment, and this is the beginning of Austin is evading Kurt Angle throughout the night. I like the way they're setting this up. What do you think about this short little segment here?
Well, it's nice to see Scotty Tuhati, especially since he's all by himself now.
That's
because
right.
He doesn't have two. He doesn't have two cool. Rikishi's, I think, out hurt. He was also a heel, and Grandmaster Sexay has been fired. So
yeah.
Scotty is just by himself.
So
in the back.
Was Rikishi still a heel at this point? I know he's injured, but
he returned. I'm pretty sure he returns as a face because he returns as a face because
did he get injured as a heel?
He must have because he wasn't even at 17.
His heel run felt like it was so short. I don't know.
It was about a year. No, it wasn't even a year. It was a few months.
It wasn't. No, I'm telling you, it was a full.
But it was memorable.
Yes. No. It was memorable. But
yeah, but he returns because when the Rock's doing the Vince, you're kissing an ass.
Right.
You're kissing Rikishi's ass, and then Cole says, "Oh, yep. Rikishi's back."
Oh wow! I've seen that. Obviously that's a memorable segment. I don't remember that was actually a return for Rikishi.
Well, Cole certainly made it sound like it was a return for him. So yeah. I'm willing to believe that it was. It doesn't make any sense why The Rock would be so friendly with the guy who accused him of.
Yeah.
But he's like, "Oh, Rikishi's back."
But now Rikishi's coming back as a babyface. Rock is a babyface. So by rule, they have to be cool with each other.
Yeah, that's just the wacky world of professional wrestling. You can threaten to kill somebody as a heel, but when you turn the face, it's okay.
And like I said, later in the night, we will be reliving a couple of old Stone Cold storylines. So remember that. So now at this point, Stone Cold pops up on the Titantron with Angle's medals in hand, and he's actually sitting on a Lincoln Continental. He's like sitting on the hood of a Lincoln Continental, and he actually says, "I'm in the parking lot of Joe Louis Arena." And at first, I didn't realize. Like, I knew the show was in Joe Louis Arena because they had showed it earlier in the night, but I wasn't even thinking about it. The moment he said, "I'm in the parking lot of Joe Louis Arena," I'm like, Stone Cold, I don't know if you want to be in that parking lot. That's a bad parking lot.
And he gets hit again. Oh, son of a bitch! Why does this keep on happening to me?
No, but what happens?
It's not even Rikishi. It's just a random.
What happens is he's on the hood of this Lincoln Continental, and as he's talking, at one point he starts to get off the Lincoln Continental, and he sort of just a little bit slid off the Lincoln Continental. I'm like, I'm telling you don't want to be in this parking lot, Austin.
He takes us a tour. He takes us on a tour to Detroit. Over here is where they're going to build Ford Field in a few years. The Lions are going to go 0-16. By the way, they're adding another team. So a team can go 0-16. Over there will be Comerica Ballpark. Home of the Tigers. They're gonna lose. They should have lost to the Mets in 2006. But Beltran looks at strike 30.
No, but Aaron Heilman reared his ugly head. That's what happened. That's what really happened.
The Tigers are going to lose 119 games in the year 2003.
How does Stone Cold know all this in
He's
2001?
I'm telling you, the Alliance says they're like fortune tellers. Shane McMahon can see what's going to happen in 2 weeks. Austin can see what's the future of Detroit's going to be. You're gonna draft a quarterback named Matthew Stafford, and he's gonna win a Super Bowl the moment he leaves your fucking shitty city.
Your greatest offensive coordinator of all time is going to leave you and immediately start winning Super Bowls as the head coach of one of your rival teams. Oh boy!
Don't hire Matt Patricia. He has an awesome beard, but he's a shit coach. Have fun with Megatron. He ain't gonna be here for long.
Well, at that time, I think Lion fans knew who Megatron was, but Megatron was just a character on a team.
Yeah, Austin says that enjoy Megatron. Lion fans like, oh wow, we're getting a Decepticon on the team. Wow, this is a great crossover.
So again, last week, if you remember I said last week again, I'm not referring to SmackDown, I'm talking about Raw. Our last review was the prior week's Raw. And on that show, Undertaker took on Albert. And it was a good big man match, like I said, but for some reason, we're running it back. That's what, as I'm watching, as Undertaker's coming out, I'm like, why are we running this back? And then, well, what happens? It's like, okay, well, that was good, but we're reviewing this show. We're not reviewing this show like right after it happened. We got the hindsight 2020. We know what's going to happen at the pay-per-view. So at this point, none of what happened here makes any sense. Why are we running back Undertaker Albert when Undertaker and Albert are not doing anything together at Unforgiven? And neither is X-Pac. X-Pac is obviously involved in this. Like I was saying, it seemed like they were building towards Undertaker and Kane versus X Factor. And clearly, obviously, we know that's not going to happen because, again, 2020, we have the hindsight. We're reviewing this show 24 years later almost. And so, yeah, we have Undertaker versus Albert once again, with this time X-Pac accompanying Albert on at ringside. And also before the match, Michael Cole and Taz actually announced that Kane had been sidelined with an infection in his elbow, and it will take time before the big red machine is back in action. It's not going to take too much time because he's going to be on the pay-per-view, like I said.
Yeah. Have we had any Kane matches during this Road to yet?
I feel like he was on the first Raw.
Maybe.
Yeah. So this match was really, last week's match was seemingly like just a match. Let's see what Undertaker and Albert can do with each other. This was building towards something because in the end, X-Pac interfered and X-Pac took a last ride and
last ride.
Just bring it with the goated commentary, man. Albert at one point picked up a chair and nailed Taker in the back, but this was during the match. Undertaker kicked out. Undertaker then picked up the chair, blasted it over his head to get disqualified. Again, it seems like we're building towards something here. But then afterwards, X-Pac entered the ring and hit Undertaker in the back with the chair. Undertaker is not selling chair shots to the back tonight. It's not working, X Factor. You need to go back to the drawing board on that one. But again, Undertaker quickly recovered, hit that last ride that I mentioned earlier, and that's the end of that. a disqualification ending, and we are seemingly building to maybe Undertaker versus Albert at Unforgiven, or
Obviously.
Undertaker and Kane versus X Factor. That's what
Very
this
good.
seems like. And
We're
if
just
that's
going to run back SummerSlam 2003 and have it Undertaker versus Albert.
well, that's what I said on the other episode we did for that Raw episode. I said this is SummerSlam 03 preview.
Except he was A-Train then. Totally different character.
It's still the same guy though.
Are you
But
telling me that he's the same as Lord Tensai? Come on.
yes, it's the same guy.
No, totally different people.
It's different characters, but portrayed by the same guy.
Are you telling me that this guy's also Prince Albert?
Yes.
Oh,
Mankind, Mick Foley, Cactus Jack, Dude Love is 4 different characters, but all portrayed by the same guy.
are you telling me this is all fake and scripted, Frank?
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh my god. Undertaker and Kane aren't really brought. Oh my god.
Nope, they're not. Neither are Edge and Christian.
You know what Undertaker should have done after this match? What? It's okay, guys. I was told I was gonna lose this before this match happened, so I'm okay with it.
Oh yeah, he's the one that got disqualified. Yeah. It's just
I'm
like
okay.
you told me after we went off the air, went off stream, off air like we're on TV. After we went off stream, this had whichever show we did the night after the AEW pay-per-view, which by the way I had no idea there was an AEW pay-per-view until the next morning, which same day we did the stream, when I like turned my phone on and was seeing pictures of poor Tony Storm with the crimson mask. Oh my goodness. If there's anything I care that makes me care about AEW, and even in the slightest, it is Tony Storm. So I sort of hated to see her with the crimson mask. But after I saw that, so I saw that, and I actually knew, oh wow, there was an AEW pay-per-view. Well, you brought it up off stream, whichever show we did that day. You brought it up that one of the stars of this new movie, Ladies of the Ring, whatever the hell it's called. What's it called?
Queen of the Ring.
Queen of the Ring. One of the stars of that movie was interviewed by Tony Schiavone. And if there's anybody who can't be mad at what this woman said, it's Tony Schiavone, who has been exposing the business ever since he made it into the damn business. But anyway, Schiavone's interviewing this woman, and she's like, she just flat out says, oh, you told me this right after we did. She flat out says, you guys know you're going to win or lose before the match. And it's like, what? Like she just threw it out there. I actually saw the video clip in a group. I couldn't believe what I was seeing.
Yeah.
Nobody like, oh my god, I can't imagine. She probably got yelled at and shit.
We needed a live camera on Jim Cornette's reaction of seeing that.
Oh my gosh, has Cornette even talked about it?
I don't know. I'm sure it's a tidal wave of motherfucker, bitch,
N-words.
See you. No, he doesn't say the N-word in public.
Are you sure? In public, there's actual YouTube videos of like fan appearances and like for like what was his promotion?
Smoky Mountain Wrestling.
Smoky Mountain, yeah. There's like a Smoky Mountain fan thing where the wrestlers talk to everybody, and it's legitimately on YouTube. He talks about saying the N-word and says it in this video. So he definitely says it in public. Maybe he doesn't anymore because he understands how big of a what can happen when you say it. But he damn sure said it in public back then.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jim Cornette probably had a friggin' heart attack watching that. Oh my goodness.
This goddamn
bitch.
Yeah. See you next Tuesday. Goddamn Tony Khan motherfucker.
Can't blame Tony Khan. I doubt that Tony Khan told her to say that. I highly doubt that.
Look, it's easy. We can just blame Tony Khan for everything. It's fun.
My goodness, man.
Tony
If I'm
Khan's on a booking committee of himself right now.
Yeah, well, that's not a good booking committee. I hate the term booking. First of all, to me, they're writers, and if they're not writers and they are bookers, well, then that's a big reason why I don't watch anymore. But anyway, Tony Khan. If I'm Tony Khan, I would never put a live mic, on anybody in the crowd ever again, even if it's to promote a movie. Like, hey, we're looking to promote a movie here. Can you have a little segment on your page? I'd be like, hell no, no. That was horrible.
Look, I'll say this about AEW: the fact that two wrestlers who are on the show that we're reviewing today main evented the show on the AEW show is not a good sign.
Who would be on this? Jericho.
Jericho was on a pre-show on AEW's crap.
Okay, so somebody who was on this show, I don't even see. This is how disconnected, how far.
Oh yeah, it was Edge and Christian.
Oh right, yes,
Edge main evented, and he's in his Hulk Hogan phase of that doesn't work for me, brother.
I should have thought. I was very much aware that Edge and Christian were on AEW, but I immediately thought to Jericho. That's because
Christian can still do a pretty damn good Unprettier. I'll give him that. He still can do the Unprettier pretty damn nice.
Okay, so where were we? Oh yeah, so Undertaker and Albert. So again, we are Look, with these reviews, we can't sit here and pretend like we're watching a brand new show. So when we're reviewing this, we're reviewing it with hindsight. And in this situation, Undertaker and Albert, as well as X-Pac, had nothing with each other. They did not work together at Unforgiven in any capacity. So I'm sorry, but this match and everything that followed made no sense.
I can't wait for Chronic to show up on the Smackdown before Unforgiven.
That's when that's when we get. Oh my goodness.
We get all this build for X-Pac, the X Factor versus the Brothers of Destruction, and Croc on the no, it's us against them.
Yeah, see, the thing with you brought up a couple shows ago that the reveal that it was Raven who stole Moppy happens.
Oh my god!
On the go home, yes, I spoiled it. That happens.
It was a very investigated. That was a very good mystery. I didn't know it could have been anybody.
You revealed that happened on like the Go Home Raw, right?
More or less.
While that, I think they really should have revealed that a little earlier. At least they were building it. Like they build it too on this show. Like it's a mystery angle, so that I understand.
Well, here's what I wonder, because the post 9/11 SmackDown would have been a build to the show. So I wonder if anything needed to be sacrificed or moved up quickly because of a show basically thrown away because of it being a tribute episode.
They do have that going against them. Obviously, they essentially miss a whole show.
Yeah.
Of storyline, and I understand that. But this is before we're already at pre 9/11, and they're not doing a perfect job of building this pay-per-view.
Yeah, I was just thinking. I was like, oh yeah, they kind of have a wasted episode there. So that could have hurt the build just a little bit.
And that episode, again, that has been reviewed. I really don't know why we went over it, because there's
no storyline. It's not even like it's a tribute episode. We don't do tribute episodes, but it's also like
Yeah.
there's no storyline advancement outside of Stephanie just being a bitch.
I made that rule. I made that rule literally on, I'm pretty sure on stream when me and Christian did that episode. I was like, okay, so we did this already, but when it comes to like the Eddie Guerrero tribute show, the Owen Hart tribute show, like no tribute shows, no more. This is it. And that counts. I have said that we will, especially doing these road twos, if it's certain pay-per-views that we've already reviewed, especially if it was me and Christian and like we're the ones doing the road to, we'll go back. What I say where, I mean you and I. We will go back to the pay-per-views. But the tribute show rule that I put in place literally the day we did that 9/11, that counts towards the 9/11 episode. So we're not redoing that. There's no need to redo it. There's no storyline. There's nothing to talk about. Like I said, the one fun thing to come out of that episode was Rock essentially just bullying Sean Stasiak throughout I think the last segment, or was it maybe the beginning of I don't know. I think it was the last segment because he faced Angle faced Rhino in the match. I thought it was Rock for a second. No. I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's how the show ended. Like,
watch they open up. Hey, to be fair, that SmackDown they opened up with a segment. They have Lillian Garcia singing the national anthem. There you go.
What's that building to? Who's Lillian facing at the paper? Is this where the Un-Americans come out?
Yeah, this Christian cements his heel turn right there. You're watching the
Christian's heel turn is actually the next Raw. Spoiler
alert. You're watching the 9/11 tribute show, and you're like, man, this show sucks. Why? Because it's a tribute show? No, they opened up a fucking match. Come on. God damn it.
Well, this match opened up. I mean, this match. This show opened up with a match and was really good.
Come on, where's the invasion storyline? I want invasion. Damn it.
Yeah, that's a very interesting storyline to be in. Nobody's ever talked about that. That was the main storyline when 9/11 happened, and 9/11 is legitimately an invasion. They invaded our country.
No, and then when they bring in all the superstars on the SmackDown ramp, they have the beautiful people, and all the rest of it are still in their gimmicks. They all have their freaking alliance shirt. I'm pretty sure Austin's in a WCW shirt. You got freaking Hawaiian shirt and Vince McMahon.
Yeah. That is about all the review. Everything you just said is like all the coverage we are going to do on that 9/11 SmackDown. It is in the archives. Our review, me and Christian's review, it's in the archives. If you, for whatever reason, want to watch us talk about a show that literally had nothing to talk about.
We'll never do the two Eddie Guerrero tribute shows. Especially since the context of what the fuck that did to Benoit.
Yeah. The Owen tribute, we'll never do that. Owen Raw's own. It's out of respect to the people who we lost, obviously. And I don't do obviously anything post 2005, but I mean I would hope that you and Christian never do the Bray Wyatt tribute show, like never review that.
It wasn't even a tribute. I mean,
even though
that wasn't even a tribute show. That was literally just a normal show. They had they had the Bray Wyatt thing in the beginning and had a few wrestlers towards the end like talk about it, but that was a regular show.
I actually watched that show because I was so stunned that I couldn't believe when Bray Wyatt passed away, and I'm sure everybody couldn't believe it. But I actually watched that show, and I'm like, this doesn't even feel like a tribute show. but it still technically was. So I would hope that you and Christian both keep that one as
Yeah.
the terms of our no tribute reviews.
We have very random Smackdown to watch, but
Yeah,
we don't. We wouldn't watch the Eddie Recurring because who wants to watch Batista break down in
yeah,
tears? Like Batista
Batista
break down in
was
tears. Uh, Shane break
Bati-
down in tears.
Batista on camera took that hard. Probably the only one who took that harder on camera was Benoit.
Well, yeah. But, well, don't worry. Even if we wanted to do the Benoit tribute show, we can't because they scrubbed that off the network.
Well, I'm sure it's on Daily Motion somewhere.
Well, you
I
could watch it
actually
on Daily
watched.
Motion, but
Yeah, I watched it on Daily Motion years ago. But yeah, that one literally isn't even a show though. They play matches from other shows that
yeah,
outside of like the Japan matches we're going
and
to review someday once we get to them. Get to the
they
actual shows in question.
they they have it's all the Benoit matches. Vince McMahon keep on saying, "Oh, it's an investigation. This so and so
Yeah,
happened," and then Willie Rick being like,
yeah,
"I feel bad for the children and his wife. I don't know what could have happened here."
yeah. Regal sensed what you know Regal kind of sensed it.
Yeah,
Yeah. But
Regal, Regal was able. There you go. Regal joins the alliance here. He knows what's happened.
oh my gosh. Well, there you go. The Alliance knows everything that's
Yeah, they couldn't.
happening.
But they're like the Mayans. They could see the future, but they couldn't see their own demise.
so Undertaker versus Albert, your thoughts on it? I gave mine. I don't it made no sense to do it. Everything that happened.
It's
What did you think?
it's a filler match.
Yeah.
Kane's hurt.
It's
Kronic's not here yet.
it's a filler match. It's a filler match, but you end it like this is what we're getting on the pay-per-view. Like, oh my gosh. Uh they're gonna want to get back at Undertaker now. And you know, I guess we're getting tag titles: Undertaker and Kane
Yep,
versus
obviously.
X Factor. That is not what we got. So yeah, but you're right. It was filler. Now the show picks up because now we have Stacy Keebler looking amazing as always, and as well as Dr. Sean Stasiak, who is a real doctor, by the way. They are carrying a covered food tray. Well, Stacy is carrying this covered food tray, and Sean Stasiak just says, "You really think this plan is going to work?" And Stacy said he should leave the talking to her, which I absolutely agree with. I mean, we all want to hear Stacy Keebler, whatever she's got to say, right? So before I ask what your thoughts about that, this just leads right into the next segment. They go back before this. They do an earlier or last week. They go back to the SmackDown or no, the Raw. Was it on Raw? Well, anyway, they show when Stasiak set up this bucket of milk over a door, hoping that Kurt Angle was going to walk in through catering and be covered in milk. But in the end, Deborah walked through. So they show this all over again, and then they cut to the locker room that Deborah's in, or the dressing room, I guess. And Deborah's sitting there watching this, and she just looks furious. She can't believe it. So obviously, what would be the worst thing to happen next in this dressing room?
She gets more food dropped on her.
No, the worst thing that would happen would be for the culprits in question, Sean Stasiak and Stacy Keebler, to walk into the dressing room. Although, truthfully, let's be honest here, the real culprit is Sean Stasiak. He was the one who set everything up. Stacy Keebler did nothing. Stacy Keebler was even warning him. Do you even know that Kurt Angle's going to walk through? How do you know Kurt Angle is going to walk through? And in the end, it was Deborah. Stacy tried to save the day. But anyway, Stasiak and Stacy Keebler walk in, and obviously they got the plate of cookies because we all know Deborah loves the cookies. She makes them all the time. So Stasiak and Stacy say they want to apologize for the milk from last week, and say Deborah says she had to wash her hair 5 times just to get that smell of rancid milk out. Stacy Keebler says that she had baked cookies for Deborah as a peace offering. Deborah tries one of the cookies, and she kind of has the reaction that everybody has to her cookies. They try to play off like it's good, but you can tell they really don't like it, and that's what she's like. Oh, this is really good, but then she's like, "Oh, what's this one?" She points to another one, and Stacy kind of looks down, and Deborah just throws the freaking tray into Stacy's face, which for that Deborah needs to be jumped. Somebody needs to get on Deborah here because you can't be treating Stacy Keebler like that. But anyway, she throws the tray in her face and then just essentially tells them, Stacy Keebler and John Stasiak, to leave, and they do. What do you think of this whole Stacy Keebler and Sean Stasiak trying to make amends with Deborah segment here?
Well, obviously, it's leading to Sean Stasiak versus Deborah in Unforgiven.
Yeah, well, there you go. They got to build something, right?
Cookies on a pole match.
Oh boy. No, I thought this was entertaining. I really enjoyed the segment the prior week where Sean Stacey, I thought he was going to get Kurt Angle, he got Deborah instead. That was really funny. This was pretty funny too. Although, like I said, Deborah attacking Stacy Keebler for no reason whatsoever. That's not right. They need to kick. Deborah needs to get kicked out of the alliance right now. You can't harm Stacy Keebler like that.
No.
Yes. So next we have Christian on the phone asking the operator why Grandma Edna will not accept the collect call. Tro, why does Grandma Edna keep ignoring Christian here?
I think Christian just keeps on calling her when he's drunk, and I don't think Grandma Edna really appreciates that. You see, Christian actually talked to Grandma Edna at
Yeah.
length about the XFL once,
Oh boy.
and Grandma Edna was just tired after a while of having drunk conversations with this Christian guy.
It was 2001, so obviously the XFL was
Yeah. Dead.
So, well, yeah, this time it was dead, but it was still fresh on everybody's mind.
Yeah.
So that's why
he had this catchphrase, neck to navel.
Well, there you go. There you go. That is why Grandma Edna wants nothing to do with the man who is trying to get Edge to win the U.S. title here tonight, and the reason for that, once Christian is on the phone here trying to understand why Grandma Edna won't accept the collect call, Edge entered the room, and Edge told Christian that they need to talk, and Christian agreed, saying that it was awesome that Edge was going to face Canyon for the United States title tonight on SmackDown. And once again, he brings up tonight, if we win, if you win the U.S. title, we are going to be. And he didn't say United States champions, but again, he's putting himself in with Edge's accomplishments, and he says that we are going to be the tag team United States King of the Ring Continental. It was some type. He put everything together that they didn't have the tag titles at the time, but I guess in Christian's mind they were going to get it soon. But He threw together King of the Ring, United States, Intercontinental, all those little accolades that Edge would have if they win that match. And it's like that's what we're going to be as Tro totally knocks his phone down.
My phone committed suicide. I didn't want that. Whatever the catchphrase they say to avoid the censors, monetization crap.
Oh, monetization, yeah. Oh,
They
what
don't,
they
they
say
don't
for that? What they say for
unalive.
that? Unalive, yeah, unalive.
Sorry, my phone unalived itself. The Undertaker isn't the dead man; he's the unalive man.
Yeah, so now Edge says that with this is what Edge wanted to say to Christian the whole time. With the United States title on the line tonight, Edge wants to go out by himself, not have Christian by his side, and Christian's like, okay, I understand. This is a good segment. Again, we're building towards Christian's turn on Edge, which is going to happen in our next review, the Raw episode. But what did you think of Grandma Edna still not answering Christian's calls?
Yeah, it's very dangerous for Edge to go out there by himself without Christian. He might need
Yeah.
some help from a good friend. But I thought the segment was fine. We're getting very, very close to the end of ENC.
Yeah.
So
It's
time's
about
a
that.
time's a ticking.
ENC is going to be no more next week. Not next week. 3 days. In 3 days. That will be our next show. What do you say tomorrow for the review
Sure.
for that? There you go. I just thought about we did not have a date set up for that, so I just threw it out there, and there you go. Tomorrow we will review the September. So let's
6th.
see, September 6th edition of Raw, which means that is not 3 days away. Raw. So SmackDown's 3 days after Raw. I got that mixed up. That's why I said 3 days. But there you go. Tomorrow, September 6th, 2001 Raw. We are just inching closer to 9/11. Huh?
Just out of context. We're just inching closer.
So what did you
Than,
think of? What did you think of? Did I ask what you thought of? I think I did,
yeah, I
right?
said it was good.
Okay. Um, I'm gonna need to go out for about 2 seconds here. So talk about I don't know, talk about Daniel Jones, act like he's the greatest when you all know he's the worst.
Okay. Yep. My favorite Super Bowl was Super Bowl 42. But what was also a good Super Bowl? Frank was right. He was holding up the one finger for Super Bowl 41. Of course, when Pey- Peyton Manning and the Colts kicked the asses of those fucking Chicago Bears. Devin Hester, what a return. What did that get you, buddy? A Hall of Fame? Cool. Where's your Super Bowl rings? Unlike, Eli Manning, who has two Super Bowl rings over, the great, the so-called GOAT, Tom Brady. I'm just saying, we didn't have to return. We didn't have to return a touchdown, the opening kickoff touchdown to win a Super Bowl. And the Bears did, but they didn't win. And they haven't been relevant since 86, 85, whatever. The greatest defense, sure. Greatest defense can only win one Super Bowl. Yep. That giant that giant team from the 80s won two Super Bowls. So who's better? I think it might be the Giants. We have Bill Belichick. The Bears had Buddy Ryan. Ooh, good job. Father of Rex Ryan. Ooh, he's done so much, right? Oh, almost had Frank there. He's actually quit the show. He heard all the Super Bowl 41 talk, and he's doing what Christian what Growing Edge is doing to Christian, just just breaking up. I'm gonna be attacked from behind any minute now. Oh boy. Oh boy. And I know he'll bring up the Super Bowl from 2000. I was 3. I didn't know about the Giants losing to the Ravens. That was a very good Ravens team. That was the best. That was probably the best defense in the history of the Super Bowl. That Ravens defense. Oh, he's back.
All right, first off, the greatest Super Bowl. I mean, the greatest defense in the history of the NFL is not the 2000 Ravens. It would be the 1985 Chicago Bears. But the next time you bring up Super Bowl 42, we're gonna have to permaband. Permanent. That's
So,
it. You will no
well,
longer
Super
be.
Bowl 42 was the Giants Super Bowl.
Oh, oh, so I just gave you the middle finger for no reason.
I mean, when you watch it back, I think you'll have some reason to give you the middle finger. Super Bowl 41.
I had no rooting interest in that giant Patriot, so I don't care. Ours was Super Bowl 41, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
41 for the
Well,
amount
the
of Super
next
Bowls
time,
you guys have won.
well,
One.
the next time you have mentioned, first of all, we are 9-time NFL champions, second
That
most
does not
in
count.
league history, and yes, it absolutely counts.
Does
But
not count.
next time you bring up Super Bowl 41, it will be a perma ban. You will no longer be a part of the
Oh
FCT.
man.
ENT.
Oh,
Yeah.
wait until you hear what I said about the 86 Bears and the 85 Bears.
Yeah, and if you mention the 86, if you mention the 86 playoffs as well, you will be perma banned. Yeah.
I'm just saying, that 80s Giants team has 2 Super Bowl wins.
I told you perma ban.
Oh, that was a very long permanent ban. That lasted
Yeah.
as long as the Bears Super Bowl celebration.
Oh, that's it. That's it. He's gone. He's not coming back. I'm doing the rest of it. I'm doing this review by myself now. That's it. Anyway, where were we? We were on. We were on Edge and Christian. I remember. That's why I was trying to set up for you to give your opinion on that because I knew I was about to leave the room, but then I realized, oh wait a minute, I just asked for so I had to come up with something else. And well, since you're in Daniel Jones mode, that's all I could think of.
Yeah,
But
I certainly just talked about him for 2 minutes.
oh yeah, I was hearing some of what you were saying. I don't even know if you even brought up Daniel Jones at all. So now we have in the parking lot area. So, oh no, this is where Austin was on the roof of so what happened earlier? Because he was in the. Oh no, I kind of screwed up. When wasn't there a? I messed up here. When was the Austin on the? Ah man, I somehow messed up. But yeah, now we have Stone Cold sitting on the roof of a Continental, looking into a camera, wondering where Kurt Angle was. In fact, we first see the cameraman sort of panned away, and then Austin says, "Kurt," and the cameraman just moves over to Austin. So apparently, the cameraman here in question is also named Kurt. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
He's named Kurt Angle, apparently. So Austin's sitting on the roof of a Lincoln Continental, He's wondering where Kurt Angle is. He says that Angle's obviously scared of the rattlesnake. He said he was beginning to get a little bored with Kurt Angle, the Olympic hero. He then began to ponder how Kurt's medals would make a good hood ornament. And that was when, like right before the hood ornament thing, was when he got off the Lincoln Continental and he sort of almost slipped off the damn thing. I was like, Austin, you don't want to be in this parking lot, man. He does say, I'm in the parking lot at the whatever the hell. Yeah, Joe Louis. I'm like, this is not a good parking lot to be in, Austin. So what do you think of this little segment right here? Austin essentially just mocking Kurt Angle, showing him I still got your gold medals. Playing a game of hide and seek here with the man who is challenging for the TNA World Heavyweight title at Unforgiven.
I thought it was fun. I thought it was just Austin. Where are you, Kurt? I'm waiting for you. I miss you. Please.
Yeah, this is a good segment. Everything they did with Angle and Austin here was really good tonight. And like I said, we are going through two of Stone Cold Steve Austin's prior angles, two memorable moments that happened to to Austin in prior years, and they're teasing that already. They're teasing that already because he's in the parking lot of the Joe Louis Arena, but we haven't gotten to it yet. We're gonna get to it in the next time we go to a Kurt Angle Stone Cold Steve Austin. In fact, I shouldn't have even asked you yet because right after that they go to commercial and Kurt Angle is seen looking around the parking lot for Austin. He's like, "Where are you? Where are you?" And he walks to an empty parking space and he's looking there and just like, "Why are you going to it? This is an active parking lot." And somebody actually pulls up and comes out of the car and Kurt Angle just beats the shit out of him thinking it's Austin. Turns out it was Tommy Dreamer, which in the mind state that Tommy Dreamer was in 2001, I don't know if jumping him in a parking lot.
You know, Kurt Angle actually just saved Paul Heyman's life.
Yeah.
This was the night that Tommy Dreamer was going to finally do it. Imagine Tommy Dreamer was packing. He just shoots. He shoots Kurt. Damn it! I thought you were Paulie.
That'd be a very interesting segment.
JR go. No, this was not part of the tonight's entertainment, folks. Kurt Angle has been shot by Tommy Dreamer. Paul Heyman's not here. He's actually hiding. That son of a bitch.
So Tommy Dreamer ends up getting hired, or first is told by JR, we're still thinking of you. Be patient. He's like, okay, well, I'm not gonna do it now. And then he gets hired, and he's like, now I'm definitely not gonna do it. But just randomly on August 30th, he decides, yeah, I'm gonna pull up to the arena and do it here.
We'll do it live.
And then he ends up getting jumped by Kurt Angle in the parking lot. So Kurt Angle saved Paul Heyman's life.
He shoots Kurt, and Austin comes out of his side. Damn, son, thank you. He stands over Kurt's bleeding body like, Stone Cold, Austin, this is a shit. I'm dying. You're damn right, you're dying. I got your gold medals. Someone call me an ambulance. I'll call you a ambulance. Where? I got him. I got ran over.
Oh my gosh, this is classic right here. Sadly, nobody is watching at the moment. This is what we're here for.
I like to think that Austin was mentally checked out, deteriorated so much that he thinks it's all legit. He's like, I was ran down here. Yeah, that's good. That's some good fake blood. It tastes real.
That is why, and I normally don't show the DVD cover until we get to the pay-per-view, but this is deranged Stone Cold Steve Austin. And it's funny when I showed that to you, I was like the weirdest pay-per-view poster, but you actually made sense because you said, well, in the mind state Stone Cold was in at the time, and yeah, you're right. That's why they did this. Stone Cold was in that mindset. I now have no problem with this pay-per-view poster, even though it's so weird. But it makes so much sense to that. So thank you, Tro, for
well, even the
explaining.
set is just three Austin
It is.
heads.
Yeah, it is. We're gonna see that in a couple of days. The way we're going.
Yeah.
So continuing here, they're still in the parking lot. See, Kurt Angle beats the shit out of Tommy Dreamer, but that is not it. That is not all, I should say. After he beats the shit out of Tommy Dreamer, Stone Cold drives by, nearly running him over in the exact same spot, or at least maybe not the exact same spot, close to it, with a car. He pops out of the car, not literally, but like he pops his head out of the car, laughing, and he dangles the gold medals out the windows. And he says, "Kurt, do you want to go for a ride with your little medals?" And then Austin takes off, crashing through the gate of the parking lot, which actually, if you remember Survivor Series 99, that's actually how Rikishi, even though in storyline, I'm pretty sure Rikishi was not driving that car when they filmed that segment. But the car did crash through that gate, just on the other side, obviously.
What if he hit Tommy instead? Damn it.
Tommy may have shot Austin right then and there.
This is a very dangerous parking lot. Poor people who have to repair that gate again. This is the second time. This is the second time. So
to be fair, they probably just relock it. It's not like the gate got completely destroyed; it just got busted open. It's
look,
a locked gate.
The Red Wings are doing good. They can afford to relock the gate every single time.
Well, our head coach had just won the Stanley Cup, though. You realize that the Red Wings are doing good. They're not doing better than our current head coach. He just won the Stanley Cup, where we're at, 2001. I think.
Yep, and now he hates Pierre Engvall.
He does, but he has no choice but to play him at this point, especially with Brock traded. Brock traded to our head coach's old team.
I've never seen a head coach hate somebody as much as he hates Pierre Engvall. He hates Pierre Engvall the same way that people hate Josh Bailey.
So you're telling me that at Survivor Series 99, it was Patrick Waugh who ran over Pierre Engvall.
I'm just saying, he did it for Lou.
Lou's the one who gave, but I don't know. Lou's the one who gave Pierre the contract. I think Lou likes Pierre Engvall.
Yeah, but Lou wants to get younger, so that's why. gotta cut all the older weight. And this is 1990s Lou we're talking about. He probably has a nice long hair, like full on beard. So, he's like, oh, my Devils are gonna lose my Devils are gonna play the Ducks in a few years. Everything's great.
So, thoughts on this little segment here? The callback to Survivor Series 99. I thought it was great. What did you think?
I like how Austin is so desperate. He's like, I will literally run you down the same way that I was run down. I do not give a fuck anymore. 2001 has just been like the redemption of, I don't really care that I was run down, because he teams up with Triple H. He's like, yeah, of course I'd team up with him. He was desperate enough to run me down. I want that person on my team.
There you go. That's why he did it, because he'll run somebody else down if it.
Whenever you go to the Joe Louis arena, you have to watch out for being run down.
Yeah, don't go by that gate. Don't go by that gate.
People say that the NXT parking lot is the most dangerous place in professional wrestling, and it is very dangerous. But so is the Joe Louis Arena parking lot, which is why they had to tear it down.
That's what I was going to say. Why do you think it doesn't exist anymore?
People kept on getting run down. Patrick Waugh had to save the team nonstop by cars just going vroom, vroom, right to the trying to run down him and the Avalanche.
The Avalanche Red Wings I was about to say feud. The Avalanche Red Wings rivalry back then was so heated that they may have been trying to run each other down in the parking
I did it for the Red Wings. I did it for the people.
lot. Did the question is though, did the Red Wings bring the gate with them to the new arena? I don't even remember what the damn arena's name is, but
It's called Little Caesars.
Little Caesars, yeah, Little Caesars. Did the Red Wings
Pizza,
bring
pizza.
the gate with them to Little Caesars Arena?
I wouldn't be surprised if that gate's somewhere in the WWE vault right
now. It might
They,
be.
that their WWE treasure show where they lowball everyone and offer them like $2 for very valuable stuff. They went up to Steve Eisman's freaking children and said, "This gate means a lot to us. Well, it's worth about a few million dollars. What if we gave you $5 and front row seats to our next live event?" When I go to WWE World in Las Vegas, I'll be sure to look out for the gate. This is the gate that Rikishi drove through.
So Rikishi and Austin have both driven through that gate.
Yeah, and so did Triple H. Because remember when it was Triple H versus Austin, and they were turning the Joe Louis Arena, he tried to run Austin down again.
Oh my gosh! Everybody's ran through that gate.
Triple H has like a long history of trying to run people over. Because when Batista, hired somebody to dress up as JBL's limousine and run him down too.
There you go. You got it. You've got it, man.
You can get away with like attempted murder so long as you're a professional wrestler. It's crazy.
The sad fact of what you just said. The sad fact, we mentioned him earlier, the man that for many of the internet wrestling community thinks should still be in the Hall of Fame,
Jimmy Snuka.
No, not that guy.
He
wasn't enough of a technical wrestler to be on the internet side. But the Benoit guy, he had such a damn good match with Kurt Angle in Royal Rumble 2003. He should be in the Hall of Fame.
They're like, sure, he murdered his wife in a horrific way, and he drugged his kid and then suffocated him.
Yeah.
But that match, that Kurt Angle match, though.
Oh my God.
I think he should go in. And his other son, who looks just like him and refuses to put a fucking mask on. Yeah. Well, I think my father should be. My father was a good man. He was nice to me. Good for you. Too bad he wasn't nice in the end.
Yeah. I mean, that's tough though. When you're talking about like a son to a father-son relationship, that's tough, man. I mean, I don't expect. Even though he did kill his brother, I still don't and his mother-in-law, right?
I think it was like half. It's his half brother.
Yeah, and mother-in-law. Even though he did that, I still can't expect a son to, I mean, if MVP can do interviews talking about like this guy was so good to me, like I can't blame the son, to be honest. Daniel. The older Daniel, obviously. Yeah.
Look, I can't help it that if he looks like Chris Benoit and he wants to have Benoit last name, it's not going to work. It's not going to work, my dude.
He should not be blacklisted though, just because he's the son of Chris Benoit, and that's the problem. You wanting to use the last name, I get that. He shouldn't do that.
I'm going to be Pegasus Kid Jr., but not wear the mask. I'm like, dude, please. You look too much like your father. You want to be Pegasus Kid Jr. You want to do the crippler and come out to whatever too?
That's what I was going. I think he did say he wanted to come out to that song. I think I remember him saying.
Yeah, come on, dude, please.
That's probably the only reason why he never gets a chance. Although I think I remember reading something that AEW was considering bringing him in or something.
It's bad when even AEW is like, I don't think so.
Yeah, but that's the thing.
When Tony Khan's not hiring you, you're fucked.
Yeah, but that's the thing when it comes to wrestling fans, the internet wrestling. If you're a great technical wrestler, if you do a couple cool flips and you prove that, you're this internet guy and you prove that you can come in and do a couple flips, pulling a crypto scam, we ignore that because look at his cool little flips and all
Look,
that.
I don't like Logan Paul, but I'm not going to deny that he's decent in the ring. He's somewhat good.
That's the thing. That's all everybody talks about is he's good in the ring. But if you're the biggest star the business has ever seen, if you say the N-word one time, we're booing you to hell. We're booing you to hell because all you did was a leg drop and a big boot. You may have been the biggest star the industry has ever seen. You may have had the most charisma of anybody who's ever stepped in a pro wrestling ring or been on pro wrestling TV. But because you said the N-word, it's over. We don't like you. So, if Hulk Hogan went out and, wrestled a couple technical classics with Kurt Angle, he would not have been booed on that Netflix episode, the first Netflix show.
Well, it doesn't help that Hogan also is a Republican, which is of course against the law.
Yeah, but isn't Undertaker as well, and like he didn't get booed on that show.
Yeah, but everyone loves Mark Calloway.
Benoit loved what?
So everyone loves Mark Calloway.
Well, I thought you said Benoit loves Mark Calloway. I was like, wait, what?
I mean, I don't think I don't think so. I don't think Benoit loves anybody at this moment.
Yeah. Okay, so we've gone.
Him and Jimmy Snuka are having a great technical match in hell.
Oh boy!
Grizzly Smith as the special referee.
Oh yeah, that would be Grizzly was the dad of Jake. Yeah,
Jake Roberts. Yeah.
Do we mention where Mel Phillips is Mel Phillips the one who's the ring announcer for the match?
And they're waiting for Vince McMahon to come down so he can book the Super Hell Mania.
There you go. But what about Pat Patterson and Terry Garvin?
Yeah, I'll just say that when you die, there's not going to be a lot of wrestlers in heaven.
Oh well.
You're going to see Eddie. You'll see Eddie and maybe a few other people.
Not every wrestler is a bad person in real life. It's just first off, the industry is so big that obviously you're going to run into bad people. There's so many people that is worth. I feel so bad for Tom Cole though because he unalive. You mentioned the term earlier, unalive. He unalived himself about a few months after Pat Patterson died, and I think the reason for that is because of all the love that Pat Patterson got in his passing.
Yeah.
So he saw that and is like, this is the guy who assaulted me, and everybody's treating him like he's a hero. So I feel bad, that's terrible. And it's the same thing when it comes to Benoit and the technical shit. Just because he's a great technical wrestler doesn't mean it's good that he was a murderer. And same thing, just because Pat Patterson worked so well with some of the up and comers of even the Attitude Era, he worked with like Rock. I think there was some heat with Triple H because of the whole thing with Rock, and so like he's Rock's boy, so Triple H doesn't like him.
Yeah,
but he worked with a lot of those guys, and they loved him because of it. And it's like he's the guy that comes up with all the cool finishes. It doesn't take away what he did, And the same thing I've always said, like the Mr. McMahon character is the greatest heel character of all time. But I'm not going to sit here and say that because of that Vince McMahon should be in the Hall of Fame, or Vince McMahon's a good person. Like, it damn sure doesn't seem like Vince McMahon's a good person. I'll tell you that.
No, he's a pretty shitty person.
There's a lot of stuff that backs that up. I'll tell you that. Oh, boy.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah. So
back to this show.
To the show, yeah. Let's. So we go. Yeah, the whole Kurt Angle and the game. I did ask what you thought about that.
Yes.
Okay. So now we got
this. We've gone off topic so badly over this fucking segment.
We have. So now we got Rock and Jericho teaming up to take on Rhino and RVD. Rock ends up. Hang on, let me see. Oh yeah. Rhino gets the gore and covers Rock for the win. So second week in a row that Rhino takes a gore and gets pinned by the Rock. This is an okay tag match. What do you think about it?
Just a quick little, kind of a filler tag match, I guess. Got to keep the alliance strong. So
yes, and now we have the debut of a new valet for Tajiri, as Commissioner William Regal and Tajiri in the office discussing how the alliance was gaining the upper hand on SmackDown. Gaining the upper hand on the show. They're gaining the upper hand on WWE, but on SmackDown. And that is when Tori Wilson walks in. Tori says that a woman like her has needs, and that she says she needs to be motivated and stimulated. She then asks Regal if she could have a job in Regal's administration, and that is when Regal responds by telling her the blonde beauty that he could never have. Oh, he tells the blonde beauty that he could never have an alliance member on his staff. That is when Tori asks if there was anything she could do to change his mind, saying that she wanted a position not only for professional reasons, but for personal reasons, as well as she says a man with an accent drives her wild. So now Regal's getting a little excited here. He's like, oh, this is okay. But that is when Tori moves over to Tajiri, saying that the Japanese buzzsaw is the man of her dreams. And that is when Regal is confronted by Lance Storm, who tells Commissioner that he was humiliated by Little Booker T last week. And he wants some respect. And then Tajiri did a very funny... Oh, wait a minute. Tajiri did a very funny impersonation of Lance Storm's "If I Can Be Serious for a Minute." That was pretty entertaining. And let me see here. And that's what leads to Storm essentially just going off on the Regal administration, saying that this administration is a joke and a really bad one at that. And he tells Tajiri that if Tajiri wants to tell jokes, he can try telling them in the ring against Lance Storm later that night. So we get Lance Storm taking on Tajiri later tonight. What are your thoughts on this segment there?
I thought it was a very fine segment. I like seeing Tajiri and Lance Storm, both ECW originals, mind you.
But yeah, Tajiri's still good chemistry. Yeah, Tajiri's still on Team WWE though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was an entertaining segment. Tajiri was funny. And obviously it's the beginning of Tori Wilson and Tajiri, which for the next about half a year we see that take place, and obviously it has a pretty good ending. But moving on from that, we see the U.S. title on the line. Who better than Canyon? Maybe Edge. But what happens here is Christian is told to stay in the back, don't interfere, but he ends up coming out, and in the end, when Canyon... What happened?
They need to put a steel cage around this to block Christian from interfering.
There you go. Well, at one
Stop
point,
him from coming in and interrupting.
yeah, at one point, I think Kenyon knocks the ref down. I think Kenyon grabbed the the belt, I think, and he wants to hit Edge with it. Christian comes in, grabs the belt. He's about to hit Canyon, and that is when Canyon ducks. Edge takes the belt shot, gets pinned by Canyon. Canyon retains. Great build-up. We are continuing to build Edge versus Christian for Unforgiven, even though we do not know yet that that's actually going to happen. But again, hindsight, we're reviewing this show with hindsight because this is a 24-year-old show. Great continuation to the build-up of the turn that is going to happen on the next episode of the Raw. What did you think of this match here?
I thought it was a fine match. It's another Edge versus Canyon match, which is but it furthers along the storyline of him and Christian, so that's good.
And then after this, we just see Edge baffled backstage. He looks on as Christian made his way backstage. And now we have the Alliance. In the Alliance locker room, Lillian Garcia is interviewing Hurricane Helms. We have Hurricane's interview for this episode. Thankfully, this episode's on Peacock, so I didn't have to worry about recordings cutting stuff off. But anyway, so Lillian Garcia says it wasn't exactly heroic how Ivory helped him win the European Championship by hitting Lita with a steel pipe and then hitting Matt Hardy with a steel pipe on Raw. To which Helms says that when he defeated the meddlesome Matt Hardy and his sidekick, the lovely Lita, he struck a courageous blow for truth, justice, and the European way. Garcia tells Helms that Hurricane tonight on SmackDown will be teaming up with Ivory. Lucky Hurricane. He gets to team with Ivory to take on Molly Holly and WWE's underdog, Spike Dudley. And Hurricane says that Spike Dudley is no underdog. In fact, underdog isn't even real. And he goes on to say, if Green Lantern met, underdog, he would essentially take care of underdog. Hurricane says that he and Ivory would be victorious tonight. And that is when Lillian just says to tune in. Oh, he tells Lillian Garcia to tune in at the same Hurra time, same Hurra station. This is kind of funny. Good little Hurricane interviews there. What do you think about it?
I guess this is the backdoor start of the whole Hurricane Spike Dudley feud.
Yes, this is building towards the 4-man elimination tag match. 14, elimination tag match.
Yeah.
And not too long from now, Molly Holly, who is in this upcoming tag match, is going to become Mighty Molly and join up with Hurricane.
After the Hurricane kidnaps her, brainwashes her. I do like that Hurricane's like, oh, the underdog's not real. Green Lantern's real.
Yeah.
And it's kind of funny because I don't know how many comics the underdog actually had, but I know he was in the newspaper, so I guess the Hurricane's like, that does not count.
Yeah. So here we go. Spike and Molly taking on Ivory and Hurricane tag team competition. And in the end, Hurricane gets the win with the Eye of the Hurricane on Spike. Big win for the Alliance. Of course, big win for Ivory, and we are happy on this channel. On this channel, we show love to women like Stacy Keibler, Ivory, Stephanie McMahon. So, yes, we are very happy that Ivory got the win here. What did you think of this tag match? It's kind of a quick tag match, not too much to talk about.
Quick, we need a match that will help build the 4-team tag match at Unforgiven.
Yeah.
Okay, here you go.
So now we have Stone Cold once again. Now he's in the Detroit City streets, and he is asking the camera, where Kurt Angle was. He's essentially asking Kurt Angle, but he's saying it into the camera. He says he wanted to talk to Kurt Angle, but he is nowhere to be found. Austin says that they have obviously had a failure to communicate, and Austin said since Angle didn't want to talk to him, he was feeling a little upset. Austin lifts the cover of a manhole up and says that every time a person in Detroit flushes their toilet, it passes under the streets into the sewer. He said if Kurt Angle doesn't want to talk to him, then he will be forced to drop the medals into the manhole. And essentially he just starts dangling the medals into the manhole like, nope, what? Nope, what? Yeah, there you go. You're muted, though, so we can't hear you.
I'm going to drop these right in the manhole.
How did you get Kurt Angle's gold medals?
I went swimming in the Detroit sewers.
Oh, no, you just spoiled the end of the show. Well, not the end of the show, but what is coming up a little later. You found that red, white, and blue brick?
Yeah.
So, this like I said, everything they did with Austin and Angle here was very entertaining. What do you think of this little segment here with Austin dangling the medals?
I thought it was good tease segment.
Yes, and we are just seeing this is just a reminder that we are real close to 9/11 because we do see on September 10th, Kurt Angle and Stone Cold Steve Austin back in a street area like that.
You know,
yeah.
Austin should have taken the medal of Jimmy Crack Corn, and I don't care. Jimmy Crack Corn, and I don't care because I got Olympic gold. I've got Olympic gold. I've got Olympic gold.
I think this was before they did that, though.
That was after because it was the whole Austin McMahon. Kurt Angle annoying Austin.
Right. Oh, okay. Now we. Oh shit.
Down goes the mic.
We've had your phone drop. We've had my mic drop a million times. This is just what's going on in this long ass stream. Now we have The Rock. He's pacing in the backstage area, which prompts Taz to wonder why the Great One is still in the building. He says, "We beat him. The Alliance beat him. Why is he still here?" So apparently, if you get beat by the Alliance, you have to leave the arena. I don't know.
Yeah.
So now, let's see. We're back in the commissioner's office, and Tori is just in love with Tajiri here. But now Regal tells her to run along. Tori kisses Tajiri, lucky ass Tajiri. By the way, we also love Tori Wilson on this channel. So Tori kisses Tajiri and leaves the office. And that is when Perry Saturn confronts Regal. And the commissioner of Regal says, "Hey, look, I've been looking for you because we got this letter here with no name on it. But it's apparently to you. It's about you." And he gives him a picture of Moppy. And it's one of those, like, when you kidnap someone and you take a picture and it's like, "We have your son." That's essentially the picture here. Moppy.
We have your mop.
Is Perry Saturn just totally ignoring the way the picture looks. And he's like, "There he is, Moppy, he's alive, yay!" But then Regal's like, "You might want to look at the next thing that is in this envelope." I said, "No, it's an envelope." And that's why I said nobody's name was on it. Your name's not on it, but it's for you. He then hands Perry Saturn an actual note, and it's a ransom note. It says, "If you ever want to see Moppy again, you got to give us $1,000. And Perry Saturn's like, "Where am I going to find $1,000? Like, he is not, like, even thinking, like, $1,000 for a mop. He's like, "Where am I going to get $1,000 to save Moppy?"
It's like Al Snow in Head. He needs the fucking mop.
There you go. So it's great when Al Snow did it, but it was weird when Perry Saturn did it. I don't get it. Again, I've said the Moppy storyline was tremendous. It brought a side out of Perry Saturn that we had not seen yet. Perry Saturn was very entertaining, just like Al Snow was very entertaining with Head. Perry Saturn was very entertaining with Moppy, but sadly, we are at the final stages of Moppy. Bit of another spoiler. We're spoiling everything on this show.
Yeah.
But very funny segment here with Perry Saturn in the commissioner's office. What do you think about this show?
I like them keep on getting more Perry Saturn stuff. Hell yeah.
Absolutely. And more Moppy. Kurt Angle's in the locker room, and that's when Mike Awesome approaches him and is essentially telling him, like, you know, I can't do anything about it, but I am not happy that our leader, Stone Cold Steve Austin, has stolen your medals. I don't have the power to tell Austin to give them back, but I am on your side with this. I watched in 1996. I was glued to the TV in 1996 watching you win that gold medal. But here's what I can do for you, and I can give you this nice little prize. And he hands him the toy WWE belt. He's like, this is as close as you're ever going to get to the WWE title. He turns immediately. And then Kurt Angle just proceeds to beat his ass for that. This was a good segment. Not only building up the main event for your upcoming pay-per-view, but also just continuing the Invasion storyline. What do you think?
Kurt is just so lost right now. He's so pissed off. He doesn't give a shit who it is.
Right. And now we have main event time. Booker T, accompanied by Shane McMahon, taking on your Olympic hero, Kurt Angle, who just got done beating the... Oh, hold on. First, actually, we not main event time yet. We have Tajiri versus Lance Storm. And Lance Storm wins with a kick, a super kick, and we see Tori console Tajiri in the ring after the match. Not much of a match. You got same thing, right? Not much to really say about that. Yeah. Now we get to the main event. Booker T, accompanied by Shane McMahon, taking on your Olympic hero Kurt Angle, and this was a pretty good match. Probably the match of the night. And in the end, let me see. So Rock comes out at one point and essentially attacks Shane McMahon, and Booker puts a beat down on Kurt Angle. Booker T. And that's when Shane McMahon attacks Kurt Angle. But Kurt Angle fought back, getting a belly-to-belly on the WCW owner. Rock gained the advantage on Booker T, knocking him out of the ring with rapid-fire assaults. And Shane was laid out into the outside of the ring. Booker T limping to the back, and that's the end of that. But Rock and Kurt Angle kind of did the whole, their version of Hogan doing the pose, where as Hogan's about to leave, the team, the guy who's in there with him stops him, and they start to pose. Well, Rock's about to leave. Angle stops him. He's like, we got to drink some milk. And this is where I say that the Alliance essentially get payback here on Kurt Angle for Kurt Angle giving him the milk bath, because with the help of Kurt Angle, because Kurt Angle gives himself a damn milk bath. He pours the milk all over him like Austin pouring the beer all over him. And, kind of a funny segment to end that there. And then while they are celebrating, Stone Cold pops up on Titantron again with Angle's medals. He says that Angle will never see these medals again. He wondered what Kurt Angle would do to get his medal back. He actually tells Kurt Angle as he's in this street, looking into a camera as if he can even see Kurt Angle. He says Kurt Angle needs to get on his knees and beg for his medals back. Obviously, he doesn't do that. Then he's like, well, you're known to cry a lot. You're the biggest crybaby in WWE, so why not cry? And obviously, Kurt Angle doesn't do that. But how does Stone Cold even know? Because Stone Cold's looking into a camera. He doesn't see what's going on in the ring. For all he knows, Angle could have been on his knees crying at this point. But
yeah,
Stone Cold just grabs a red, white, and blue brick. And again, this is another callback to a memorable Austin moment. He puts the medals on the brick, Yes, those medals. Those are the exact medals because Tro went out there and fished them out. Where's the brick? Where's the red, white, and blue
I
brick?
had to fight off a few people using it.
So he throws the brick, which is the metals are connected to, off of off the bridge, just like Rock throwing the Intercontinental title off the bridge when Austin was Intercontinental champ back in late 1998. So again, another callback to a memorable Austin segment. But yeah, Austin throws the gold medals into the ocean. And that's the end of the show. What'd you think of Angle and Booker T, and then everything that followed?
I thought it was fun. It just shows how like pure evil Austin is that he's now destroyed. He's doing everything that's happened to him, but much worse.
Right. Yeah.
So
Uh,
it's like he's taking that milk bath really personally.
yeah. But hey, Angle just got payback for him. Angle gave himself a milk bath.
Yeah.
So I would say I enjoyed all of that. I thought Angle and Booker T is probably the match of the night. Segment of the night is pretty much everything Austin and Angle. That was all great. If I had to pick one to be the true segment of the night, I'd probably pick Austin pretending to run over Kurt Angle. That whole segment where Angle just beats the shit out of Dreamer, and then Austin comes in driving the vehicle, nearly running him down, just like Survivor '99. So overall rating for this show, much better than last week's SmackDown. I gave that 6.5. Well, this week I'm bumping that up to an 8. 8 out of 10. What's your overall rating?
I will give this a 7 out of 10.
There you go. One rating difference there for this one. So we went way long here, and I'm pretty sure you
Yeah.
have to leave one night. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's gonna be it for today. Tomorrow we will be back tomorrow. Hopefully, it will not be a 2-hour stream, but we will be going over the September 6th, 2001 Raw. And again, we have at the end of the month, we have Met season preview. We will have Islander monthly recap at the beginning of April for March.
Oh yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, I know. So that's everything we got coming up. Thank you to anybody who has watched this. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe. Please like and subscribe. And we will see you tomorrow.